For the past 2 weeks, I have been walking every single day for a charity called Mind. Mind is a mental health charity based in the UK, and I saw them advertising walk 60 miles in the month of September for Mind. So I decided to put it down to 50 as I felt that was more realistic for me to do 50 miles in the month of September for Mind. I have been walking every single day for the charity now for the past 14 to 15 days. We have raised £10 so far for Mind, and I want to thank all the donators. I am going to put every donator on the screen right now. Anyway, I'm going to get into this week's walking progress. How far I walked, why I walked that far, and what impacts we have made on Mind this week. So on Monday, I walked 7,095 steps. That is 5.41 km. I'm going to put the miles somewhere on the screen right now, as my health app only shows me measurements within km, even though some people may prefer miles. Tuesday, I walked 10,529 steps. That is 8.04 km. I remember Tuesday, I wanted to take a different route for my walking. And the different route, multiple times, almost got me killed, and this is not an exaggeration. But basically, I was walking on a certain route. Everywhere I went for this route, like the paths to walk on were filled with cars, where cars aren't supposed to be parked. They're supposed to be parked on the side of the road, and they were parked on the sidewalk. I'm going to say sidewalk, it's the best for my American viewers, or as I say, pavement. Basically, every car was parked on the pavement, making it hard for me to walk. So I had to walk on the road, meaning it was very dangerous for me to walk on Tuesday. I'm never going down that route ever again. I got in 10,000 steps because I got lost down there multiple times. But yeah, Tuesday was not a pleasant day because cars were parked on the sidewalk or pavement for my British viewers, and it wasn't pleasant to walk on at all. So if I have to say, the worst area I've walked in during this whole walking challenge has to be the area I walked on Tuesday. However, I'm still happy with over 10,000 steps. Moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday was just a regular day. I had things to do. So for those who don't know, I work, or should I say, I volunteer in a charity shop, and with that volunteering, I find it hard to have my walking part of the charity shop work I also do. So on Wednesday, I did walking around my town that I live in, and it came up to 6,921 steps. As I was walking around the charity shop, I was making sure I was active, even though I wasn't constantly walking like the challenge I'm supposed to be doing. I still counted it towards my walking challenge because I'm still up, I'm still being active, and I'm still doing stuff for charity, but at a charity shop rather than walking for Mind. So I still counted Wednesdays, even though some of you may say don't count Wednesday. I'm counting Wednesday. So yeah, that was Wednesday. Most of it was in the charity shop, so 6,000 steps is the normal for me to do on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Moving on to Thursday, same thing really. I did 6,658 steps, which was 5.13 km. And I'm sorry if I didn't mention for Wednesday, but I did 5.25 km. So roughly the same km for Wednesday and Thursday. Nothing out of the ordinary. I still got my 6,000 step goal, but I feel like I should have done more on the Thursdays and Wednesdays. I just had so much to do with volunteering and doing this on the side as well, part of a challenge for Mind. On Friday, I think this week is the most steps I've done, not part of the challenge, but the most steps I've done last week. So Friday's steps was 13,130, and I remember my mum got me to do multiple errands for her, and those were like miles apart between each other, so it was great getting in a walk. And I did 9.99 km, so almost 10 km. I put the miles again on the screen. But basically Friday, I'm proud of myself that I did that. I was also carrying a box all the time because one of the errands was to go to the post office to drop off a box. And it wasn't the lightest thing, may I add. So that was a challenge on top of a walking challenge. But Friday, I was proud of because it was so great to do. Getting out the house, walking for roughly 2 hours, I would say. And that felt great to walk for around about 2 hours and constantly walk, but also have rests in between as well. And then Saturday, I just did my regular route. So it was just 6,303 steps. Saturday and Sunday, I try and keep the steps a bit lower. I want to have those as relaxed days. But I'm going to prove something wrong with Sunday in a minute. Because with Saturday, it was 4.76 km. However, Sunday, I decided to challenge myself with walking because it didn't feel like I walked that much this week, or last week I should say. I walked 10,270 steps, which was 7.86 km. That's when I pushed myself. On Sunday I said to myself, I am not sitting around doing my regular route. I am going to challenge myself, and so I did. I challenged myself and I did 10,000 steps on Sunday. So we're going to add up all of my steps and all of my km for the week. So the total steps for this week is 60,906. 60,906. Wow. Editor Mini here. Due to my miscalculation earlier on in the video, I actually realized that there was a whole miscalculation of the adding up. So the steps wasn't 60,906. It was 60,863. It's lower, but it's still a good amount. And the total km for this week is 46.44 km, which is 28.8 miles. I'm really proud of myself because if I look back to last week's video, that is almost 2 miles more than last week's calculation. Because last week's miles was 26.9 miles. Total, I have walked 55.7 miles for mine. But I have surpassed more miles than I have set for myself. So I am extending my challenge from 50 miles in the month of September to 75. If you want to donate to Mind, please do. There should have been a QR code on the screen the entire video. Thank you everybody for donating to Mind so far. We have raised £10 for charity, and hopefully we'll raise more. If you want to support me and my walking journey, please go and donate to Mind, either by scanning the QR code or going to the link in the description down below. Thank you everybody for your support, and thank you for watching.